Dr. Castellana here. In this video, we will be discussing the intercepts of a graph. What are intercepts? Intercepts are the points on a graph where it intersects the x-axis or the y-axis. What do all the points on the x-axis have in common? They all have y-coordinates of 0. Similarly, all the points on the y-axis have x-coordinates of 0. Intercepts can be expressed in two ways. The first is by their coordinates. The second way is by just stating their non-zero coordinate. The second way, though, can only be used if you specify whether or not they are an x-intercept or a y-intercept. So let's look at some examples. How about finding intercepts from a graph? If we have the actual graph of an equation, we can simply visually find the intercepts and determine their coordinates from the graph itself. From this graph, we can see that the curve intersects the x-axis at -2, 1, and 3. So we can say that the graph has x-intercepts of -2, 1, and 3. We can also see that it intersects the y-axis at 6. So we can say it has a y-intercept of 6. We can also just say that the intercepts of this graph are the points -2, 0, 1, 0, 3, 0, and 0, 6. How do we find intercepts from the equation? In a lot of cases, we won't have the graph to begin with. We'll just have the equation itself. And in some techniques for graphing involve finding the intercepts as just some of the guide points we use. So to find intercepts from the equation, we will make use of the fact that one coordinate of every intercept has to be 0. If we want to find x-intercepts, we let y equal 0 and solve for x in the equation. Similarly, if we want to find y-intercepts, we let x equal 0 and solve for y in the equation. So let's find the intercepts of x plus y squared equals 9. First, let y equal 0 and solve for x. We have x plus 0 squared equals 9, which gives us x equals 9, which tells us we have an x-intercept of 9. Now, if we let x equal 0 and solve for y, we get 0 plus y squared equals 9, and taking the square root of both sides, we get y equals plus or minus the square root of 9, or in other words, plus or minus 3. This gives us that the intercepts are plus or minus 3. We could also say that our intercepts are the points 9, 0, 0, 3, and 0, -3. And here's a picture of that graph, and you can see visually that those 3 points are the intercepts of that graph. Now that's all we have at the moment for intercepts. Tune into the next video for more.